What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, voucher prices continue to rise, and we know, or I kind of figured that was going to be the case. Again, nobody can sell their vouchers right now, and now we know that there's a card coming out, and that it's going to cost X amount, right? 30 vouchers per BCX. And you can see here, we have 14.53 million. Now, I made the video yesterday or a day or two ago, whatever it was, talking about I first talked about how much I thought the voucher promo card should go for, which is 18 vouchers. They came out guns blazing. It's going for 30 vouchers. Now, here's the thing. What excites me about this is that if these cards are as good or as desirable or whatever the case is, or even people just want to spend their vouchers on these cards, the print rate for these cards is actually going to be significantly lower. And I'm going to walk through the math with you guys here on this because I think it's fascinating. So here, let's actually just go over to the calculator so I can explain what I am talking about. So in my initial thing, I was trying to say you got 14.6 million vouchers per year. You divide that by 4 and then try to get 1,000 maxed copies. That was the original idea, right? And I'd even doubled it because I was like, we're trying to plan ahead for the future. But I'm not worried about the overhang that we have right now, nor am I worried about like the future in that sense, right? In terms of what we have. If we are to get to a point that is voucher neutral, for example, right? And whatever that, it's just some kind of like equilibrium. What I'm trying to get at here is at some point, right? At some point after we reach that equilibrium where there's a certain amount of vouchers, that'll probably, like, we'll never get to 0 vouchers, right? Because we'll need to have some in the LP. But what will be interesting is once we get to that equilibrium, right? And we get through all the overhang, if every card is priced, right? If every future voucher promo card is priced the way that this one is, the amount of maxed copies is actually staggeringly low. And granted, maybe it's the perfect amount ultimately for the amount of people that are willing to get a maxed copy of a card like this. But here's how the breakdown will be, right? You got your 14.6 million, right, per year. That's 365 days times 40,000 vouchers. We're going to divide this by 4, right? Because we're expecting each card to come out and have its own thing. Now we take this and 3.65 million vouchers. We're going to divide it by 30, right? And I know not every card in the future is going to be a common card and priced at 30 vouchers. But if they take this pricing and apply, the same model to the different rarities at whatever BCX it is, right? This is what I'm trying to get at. You divide this by 30, right? And you get 121,000 BCX, right? Just a little bit under 122,000 BCX. That could be minted from the vouchers allocated for that quarter. You divide this by 400 BCX, right? That's what it is for a common to max it out. And now we're looking at just over 300 maxed copies. So that's significantly lower than what I was expecting and what I had even planned for with the 1,000. Right, 300 is and here's the thing, right? Let's not get carried away here. 300 is probably the amount of people. Maybe it could even be too high, but I'm thinking to myself, 300 might be around the amount of people that are willing to go and get a maxed copy of this card. So having 304 maxed copies kind of makes sense. Now, what gets exciting is that in the future, if we do get more players that come in, and all of a sudden this becomes more desirable, and instead of having 1,000 or 2,000, 3,000 real players, we have 10,000 or 20,000. That number doesn't change, unless of course the team changes it. But ideally, the number doesn't change, which means these promo cards are going to make vouchers incredibly valuable. Now, I'm not talking about this from a price perspective, right? Not financial advice. I'm not trying. I don't know what's going to happen to the price of vouchers. Although you guys can, do 1 + 1 is 2 and figure it out. But I'm not trying to predict that voucher prices are going to go up. I'm just saying that vouchers could become incredibly valuable and scarce if only 300 people can get a max copy, right? So the whole push and shove thing is going to come back. If we can sustain this, right, so wipe through all of the excess, which I think, hopefully this first card is going to help us do quite a bit of, and then continue to deliver fantastic or unique cards. Again, I just made a video about this. Nothing game breaking, but just cards that people want and cards that people appreciate getting for free because they hold assets in game, such as staking SPS or node licenses. So ultimately, I think that this is a good thing. And again, I was just surprised at the number here compared to what I was initially planning for. Considering the fact that I don't know how many people we have playing in Modern. We've seen 3,000 accounts in Wild, and I'm waiting for a full 24 hours to see where this thing shakes out at. But for the little preview, we're already over 1,000 people who bought the new Wild Pass. Over 1,100 people who bought the new Wild Pass. Less than 12 hours in, right? So new Wild Pass with only DEC, not vouchers. So that's going to give us a better idea of how many accounts are willing to pay to play at this point, right? Willing to pay to participate. But taking it back to vouchers, I don't know. I see this as something that's incredibly good for vouchers. Vouchers are no longer just the token that gets tossed around everywhere. They have a specific goal, right? They have a specific utility, and streamlining that utility and just not making it where anybody can spend it anywhere as some kind of discount coupon. It actually makes it worthwhile. It actually makes it worth something, or worthless, right? Go sell it on the market. Go sell on the market. If more people sell it than are buying, the price goes down. And then all of a sudden, the price of that promo card starts to look good, and we'll reach an equilibrium where some buyer is going to come in and say, yep, I'm willing to pay that price for the promo card. And then guess what? Those vouchers are gone, right? Those vouchers are burned. We're done. And, we move on to the next thing. But that is all I have for you guys this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I will catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.